it is an open Q&A, and if we have more things we want to talk about later, we certainly can. But the main point of today is just to talk about the mastermind, kind of explore what's built into that, and give you an opportunity to ask any questions should you have them. If you think of questions later, that's also fine. You can always shoot me an email. But I'm very excited to launch this. It's been in the works for pretty much most of the year. If I'm being very honest, Infuse was kind of my pilot runs to a degree, or at least an opportunity for me to get to know what's important to people and what resources are maybe missing, or where the gaps are, or even where people feel like they need that support. Um, so if you're here, I've really only opened this call to folks who signed up for the waitlist. So, sorry, I just made my screen weird. Why did I do that? Okay, to the waitlist. So I'm going to open it up to the greater Infuse community, and post on LinkedIn later this month. But since you've registered your interest, you do get first dibs at this. And I'm only opening up 6 spots. My intention with this is to keep it very small so I can give you the support and attention you need and deserve to do whatever you'd like with your program, quite honestly, whether that's launching, whether it's creating a new offer to expand, or taking a look at what you're doing and refining it, kind of doing an audit and seeing where we need to make the changes to move you forward to the next level. So you've already been a part of all of these conversations with the Infuse calls and the Q&As, and understand what culinary medicine is, and know that it's more than just recipes and cooking demos. And I want to ask, as we're having this discussion today, as you probably already know, I like to ask questions. What kind of experience do you want to create for your audience? What will really connect with them and help them implement these changes in their daily lives, right? That's why we're here at the end of the day. We want to help people, and we want not just to be like a little blip in their life that they do it and then they forget and go on living like they were, right? We want to create that change in their lives. We want this to stick. How do we do that? We have tools and we have answers to that question, but it's all going to be unique to you and what you're offering and what your audience is, right? And that's what this mastermind is. Oh, hi, Liliac. Welcome. It is designed to help you create that and get that outcome. So my questions for you, and this part of this is to help you decide if the mastermind is the right place for you at this time and point in your work. That way, when you commit, you are all in, because that's what I'm looking for. I really want people that are engaged and committed to doing this work. That's how you're also going to get the most out of it, right? At the end of the day, I can't do these things for you. If I could, the whole world would be doing it already, but I can't. But I can help you do them, right? And I can help you get there with efficiency and clarity. So if you're ready to move from ideas to implementation, you have lots of thoughts, but we just need to make them happen. If you were looking for conviction and validation that you're choosing the best path forward, that's another one I see. We often, and there's a lot of people in this community because we're innovators, we're creatives. But sometimes it's difficult to see what the best path forward is, right? What's the priority for me in my role with my population? If you're looking for individualized support, resources, and extra perspectives to help you navigate the challenges that come up with implementation, this is also a great opportunity for you. And one of my most excited piece for me is attending an exclusive mastermind workshop. So I am, within this mastermind program, going to be including a 3-day hands-on live workshop and empowerment retreat where we will get together in person. The accommodations, the meals, all materials will be paid for as part of your enrollment in the mastermind. All you have to do is get yourself there. And we're going to do this for real. All of the stuff we've been talking about, we're going to put into practice. You'll have a chance to pilot your own style, right? In your own creation. Maybe you can pick a piece from your curriculum, whatever it happens to be that you're working on. We'll decide that beforehand so you are prepared and ready, and I'll have the supplies that you need. But this will be your opportunity to do it with that peer support, right? In an environment where you get the constructive feedback. So you build confidence too, right? So we're essentially taking what we do in culinary medicine, it's quite meta, and applying it to ourselves. So we also have that opportunity to build confidence and learn what works for us and what doesn't before we put it in front of our real audience. Sometimes that helps a lot just to get us over the hump, so to speak. So I'm very excited. The whole thing I'm excited about, but I love workshops and retreats and stuff. So I'm very, very jazzed. Um, if you're here, you've probably somewhere in there kind of already decided you're interested. Maybe you haven't made that commitment yet, but this is for you. And as I said before, I've started the Infuse calls because I wanted to give back and make culinary medicine more accessible to people and see it spread worldwide. I really want this to be a standard of care. And people don't have to do this alone. Lots of people are doing this alone, but you don't have to. And we do have the research to support that doing something with a community or with supports is going to get you farther. And when you have that structured support, the mentorship, and the accountability to take action, you can make this happen. You can do it without that too, but it is a harder path and often a longer path when we don't have that support. So that's part of what this mastermind is here to offer. You already know me, so I'm actually going to skip this slide. I meant to take it out. So, but why this mastermind? Why have I created this? Part of my dream, which I already shared, right, is to see this type of intervention become the standard of care. I want it to be accessible in every practice. I want all dietitians to feel comfortable having this as just part of how they deliver nutrition education. And I want to share my unique knowledge and expertise since I have a lot of experience scaling these programs and building these programs in different settings. I want to share this with you guys, and I really want you to feel empowered, not just with knowledge and skill, but that deep sense of confidence and self-efficacy for yourself to do this type of work and integrate it into whatever your practice is. And I know from my own experiences that small group focused and collaborative work is the fastest and most effective way to launch and scale quickly and sustainably. I don't have research on that yet. Actually, I do. I'm about to publish a paper, but I also did it, so I know it works, right? And I love research, and it serves a very valuable piece of this entire pie, but doing it is also valuable. The evidence is there because it exists in the world, and it is happening, and it is changing people's lives and health outcomes. So I want to do that more. I'm just going to keep doing that forever and ever until I retire. Probably won't retire. Or this becomes reality, and then I'll find something new to work on. So, question for you guys. What are your big goals for your practice in 2026? And I know I asked something similar to this last month on the Infuse call, but what are those goals? Even just jot down one thing. It doesn't have to be a lot. Maybe you have a goal. That's fine too. Less is more, actually. It's easier to accomplish one thing than trying to do many at the same time. And then I want you to think, what do you need to help make that happen? And I know we often have, kind of a nice little wish list of sorts, like, like $100,000 grant funding or 5 extra staff members or a built-in teaching kitchen facility with our name on it, something like that. Those are lovely. And those are maybe things we can get someday. But what else do you need help with? Do you need curriculum? Do you need recipe ideas? Do you need to strengthen your presentation and delivery skills? Do you need to strengthen your marketing and promotion skills? Do you need to decide where you want to expand your teaching kitchen, right? If you already have a program established, naturally you're going to be thinking about what more can I do with this, or how can I reach people more, or increase the value perhaps. What would help with that, right? Even if you don't know what you need to help you, what do you need help with would be the next question there, right? Maybe you don't have the answer to what you need, but what would you like help with? That's what this mastermind is created for. So in these next few slides, I'm going to share what will be inside the mastermind here. Essentially, it is a 10-month guided mentorship and implementation experience with a 3-day in-person teaching kitchen workshop and empowerment retreat. Those are the two big pieces of this mastermind. I I have designed this to be open and a little bit flexible because of the nature of it being very intimate and small groups. So there's only going to be 6 of us. Because there's only 6 of us, it's going to be easier for us to flex. So I do have kind of a curriculum designed to walk you through this implementation process, but it's going to be tailored to your programs and your needs. And that's the beauty of it. So you'll kind of get an introductory syllabus, but we might deviate a little bit, and I'm going to have a nice long questionnaire for you before we get started, so I know everything going on and can help you to the best of my ability. But that, I think, is one of the more beautiful things about this mastermind, is it allows for that flex and that kind of organic opportunity creation, so to speak. So this is the two big pieces: that almost year-long support and guidance and the exclusive in-person workshop. And I have designed this specifically for dietitians. It is open to other educators, chefs, and health professionals who want to do this work or are maybe already doing this work. That's fine. I'm typically a very inclusive type, so I don't mind other people attending. But just to be very upfront, this is designed for dietitians. So I am assuming that you already have a background knowledge of nutrition education and you have those clinical skills as well. And if not, again, this is going to be tailored. So in the intake form that I'm going to send you, that's where you put your profession, and if there's anything that you're wanting to learn or I need to know about what you know, so to speak, so we can fill in those gaps, that's the opportunity to do it, and we can certainly do it. And now I'm not going to give you a nutrition degree out of this mastermind, but I'm sure working amongst other dietitians, you're going to pick some things up anyway. And if you really, so dietitians, but dietitians specifically who want to start, expand, or refine their own culinary medicine practice, make sure it's behavior change driven, very thoughtfully designed for the highest impact, aligned with your strengths as a facilitator, as we've talked about many, many times on Infuse. There's a lot of different ways this can look, and that's okay. Aligning it is going to be your best bet moving forward, not just for your population, but for your own wellness and sustainability in this. And that's part of it, right? Again, just like with our clients, we want this to stick. With ourselves, we also want this to stick. We don't want to bite off more than we can chew, metaphorically, right? Or create something that we, burn ourselves out on too quickly and then we can't support anymore. If this is something we really want to do with our career and in our work, we want to set it up so we can keep doing it. Maybe not forever, but for a while, right? For a while. Within the 10-month mastermind, you will have exclusive monthly live calls. So similar to Infuse, but there's only going to be 6 of us, and it will be more open. It won't be just me talking at you. I will deliver information, but it's going to be very more engaged and discussion based. And then I'll have an additional monthly call as office hours for that. And I'm going to play around with that to see how many different needs we have. We might even branch out into different topics for the office hours. So maybe like a curriculum focused office hour or a audience survey office. We'll kind of see what the needs are based on the 6 people who sign up. And that's part of the flexibility of this. And then, of course, you will have direct access, to me for questions and support. I'm going to set up a little private group community so we can all learn and share with each other. And chances are, if you have a question in the mastermind, somebody else probably does too. So I'm very much on the side of let's do this publicly. I mean, it'll still be exclusive to the mastermind, right? But I'll put it out to the group as well so everyone can see that dialogue and gain from it. So within the content, so each month I think it's going to be pretty much deliver a topic or a lesson, and then there's going to be some structured goal setting around that to help you achieve that concept within your own implementation process. So I'll be sharing different processes and frameworks that will help you clarify your audience and your niche, design repeatable classes and programs, build a customized curriculum, scale thoughtfully. So this This one's a little open-ended depending on where you're looking to go with this. So this could be scaling into a new format like virtual, maybe scaling through referral systems or putting together a really nice promotion plan to pitch yourself. Or even just integrating this within something you're already doing within your own organization or your work. We're also going to work on presentation, speaking skills, facilitation skills, and communicating your value for referrals and partnerships and funding opportunities. And then, of course, one of the biggest ones for me out of this is to help you build confidence in your own skills and delivery style, right? Really, really getting into that groove and feeling, we're all doing this in our own way, and there's kind of big kahunas in the field, but it's so different. There's so many different variations on this theme. There's so many different niches. We are all our own leaders in a way, even if we aren't in front of an organization, but especially if we are in front of an organization, right? You don't necessarily have to have the title or the position to be a leader in something. And I really want to help dietitians step up into that role. So that is the 10-month, that was the overview of that 10-month mentorship. And then, of course, the 3-day in-person teaching kitchen workshop and empowerment retreat. I can't spell, I apologize. A unique experience for you to practice and develop your soft skills and facilitation style wow, so many spelling errors. In this environment, well, I'm not teaching you how to win a spelling bee, so it's okay. With, with real time and constructive feedback. And it's just going to be a lot of fun, guys. If you've ever been to a workshop, I'm assuming you've done some sort of cooking class already, either taken it or delivered it or watched it, right? You know how fun it is just to be in this environment. And that lets down so many walls, really does. When we are in that creative space and we're working with other people and we're feeling inspired, that's really when the magic happens. It really is. We get our best ideas. We feel confident enough to follow through with them. We try new things that we haven't tried before. It's wonderful. And even if we're not consciously doing it, it's happening. I see it all the time. Every time I deliver a workshop, I see it happening in all the participants. I get all jazzed up. It's wonderful all around. Now I'm hyping myself up. So besides all of the fine print of why this is worth it, it is just going to be a lot of fun, and you're going to get so much inspiration out of it. And then, again, all the materials, meals, and accommodations will be included in that mastermind enrollment. The only thing you're going to be responsible for is getting yourself. So just the travel, getting to it. The the date, and location are going to be determined once we have our mastermind crew together. And I'm going to pick the location central to those masterminders. So I want to see where everybody is before I make that decision, just so we get it as ideal as possible, ease of travel, reduce costs, things like that. So for example, if I have everybody's on the east side of the country, I'm not going to pick a place in California, right? But if we're spread out, I'll pick somewhere more central, right? It's likely going to be June-ish, even the timing of it. I'm still going to kind of put it out to the 6 masterminders that sign up, and we'll negotiate that. I want it to be sometime in June-ish, just so it aligns well with the progression of the curriculum I have planned for you guys. But we can play around with that based on when folks are ready and available to travel. All right. If that wasn't enough, you're also going to get some templates, frameworks, and just tools. And part of this will be me sharing tools, but part of it will be you developing your own tools for things. So I found when it comes to resources, you don't want to reinvent the wheel, but everybody wants their own version of something because we have so much variation in niche, and that's fair. That's fair. So there's going to be some things you can just take and use right away, and there's going to be some times where you want to tweak it to tailor it to your audience, and that's part of what we will create here too. So we'll maybe take a template and I'll work with you to tailor it to your audience. And that way you have a finished product at the end. between the 10 months, so we'll have 10 CEUs effectively, and then another 14 at the workshop, you will get 24 CEUs out of this entire program. And I am creating, I kind of hinted at this low key on the last Infuse call, but I am going to create a certificate program for culinary medicine facilitation, specifically those facilitator skills that create the experience which drives behavior change. That is my niche. And I'm going to create, I think that'll complement nicely the other certificate programs that are out there that focus more on maybe the culinary aspect or the recipe selection aspect. But as part of this mastermind, you will be the first ones to have this certificate. I'm going to be launching it later next year, later 2026. And you'll be the, what do they call it? The founding group? I don't know, for that. Yeah, you'll be the first. So, and once you go through this program, this is something I am planning to offer again. It might be at a higher price point down the road, so I would encourage you to act now if the time feels right. But even if you do it this year, you will still get lifetime access to an alumni group. I'm gonna start, like, everybody that goes through this mastermind, you will have a unique experience that you can share with one another and help each other continue to grow in workshop things. So I'm gonna keep the community aspect intact even once the 10 months is up. So if you're looking for that tight-knit type of community, kind of a squad of folks you can share your unique challenges with who get it and who are working on the same type of thing, that's kind of an ongoing value as well. You'll always be part of this club, so to speak. Maybe we'll get t-shirts. Who knows? All right. And that's it. That was it in a nutshell, or not a nutshell. I feel like I did go pretty in depth there, but I just want to remind you, you have something to share. All teaching kitchens are unique, and that is a beautiful thing, but you don't have to be everything to everyone. I say this a lot because I do feel like we see these programs and they're kind of our role models, and we're like, we have to be like that person. You don't. You can still be yourself with your own skill set, with your own setting, and deliver just as much value. If you want to develop new skills, if you want to get more education, that's great, right? It'll only enhance what you're already doing. But as you are, you're ready to go. You really are. And what you have to offer does have value. All you need to do is align it, package it, and get it out there. That's it. It's really that simple. Not easy, but simple. All right. Oh, why do my quotes always show up that way? I always like adding little quotes in. So I thought this was a nice one from Carrie Fisher. Very particular. Right. What am I trying to say? I can't think of words right now. Not particular. Oh well, appropriate. Wow, I got that. I got particular out of that word. Very appropriate. Stay afraid, but do it anyway. What's important is the action. And she's right. Confidence is really just us continuing to do it, and now we believe in our ability to accomplish it someday, so to speak, right? We don't really start out confidently. We just do it, and we get used to doing it, and we trust ourselves. We have that internal conviction that we will figure it out, even if it's not perfect on the first try. That's what we just got into to get these amazing programs and practices out there into the world. And again, it works. I see it all the time. It didn't just happen. Someone had to take those steps. Someone had to make a decision, and someone had to take the action to get it there. And maybe the next one is you, right? So those big ideas that you're sitting on, let's make them happen. All right. Are you ready? I hope you're ready. You don't have to decide right now, but if you do, that's great too. If you've been swirling around with these thoughts and ideas and looking for the best place to start to finally get your program off the ground, or launch a new offering, or refine your current program, again, this mastermind is for you. And I would invite you to join. I'm going to go ahead and pop a link in the chat as well. Poignant. Oh, Jessica, that's actually the word that was in my brain. And I'm like, maybe that's not the right word. That's so funny you mentioned that. Sorry, I just saw your chat. Oh, you're reading my mind. Reading my mind. All right. So you could scan this QR code. Like I said, I just popped in the chat a link to it as well. I will also be sending this information out via email after today's call. So you will have it there as well if you want to noodle on it for a little while and then make your decision. I do want to bring to your attention though, I'm offering a fast action bonus. So if you decide, you've already decided, right? You're like, this is for me. I'm ready. I'm doing it. If you enroll before 2026, so by 11:59 p.m. on the 31st, which is tomorrow, I'm offering a bonus individual strategy sessions. So you can use these whenever you want within the mastermind program. So if you want to use it one at the beginning, one at the end, that'd be a nice little bookend for it. If you want to use it kind of maybe at the beginning or somewhere in the mastermind to really deep dive on something you just need to get over or something you want to create, we can use it for that too. I typically offer these strategy sessions at a $400 price tag for just a standalone session. So it's about an $800 value added. And this bonus will just expire on January 1st. After that, you can still absolutely sign up for the mastermind. I'm actually going to keep it open all month. But when those 6 spots are gone, they're gone. So that's kind of when it closes. That will determine when it closes, I should say. So I say I'll keep it open all month. I'll keep it open until January 31st, or those 6 spots are filled, whichever is soonest. So that is mostly it. 10 months of personalized structured guidance, a 3-day in-person teaching kitchen workshop, a nice tight-knit support community, and 24 CEUs. Yeah, I'm so excited. This is like, I get very excited when I'm like putting a workshop together, and to me, this is just the best of everything. Yeah, I'm so looking forward to doing this with you guys. So if you have questions, I'm going to take a peek at my chat box here. Oh, there we go. There we go. Where will the retreat be held? Okay, I think, oh, you're driving. I see that. Maybe you can't click the links or scan the QR code. Okay. So with these questions, let me make this bigger so I can read your questions. Okay. I don't have the schedule out yet, but we'll be meeting at least twice a month. One will be an information delivery, and the other one will be an office hours for us to workshop how this looks for you if you want more of that support. And I mentioned earlier too, if you weren't able to join us for that one, that I'm open to adding more office hours depending on the needs of our 6 folks that signed up. So if we have a certain niche we want to really focus on, we might open up another office hour for that. So we'll kind of see what the needs are. I'm going to send out an intake survey when you first enroll for the mastermind to get to know the ins and out of your program, or at least your ideas for your program, even if you don't have one yet. And I'm going to tailor the entire mastermind experience to that. So a lot of this is to be determined, Liliac. Let's see. And what is the cost? So the total cost for this, if you haven't clicked the link already, is $6,000. It is an investment, but that is for the 10 months of this type of individualized and personalized guidance and accountability, and that 3-day expenses paid retreat and workshop. So you are getting quite a bit for that. And there is a payment, my goodness. There is a payment plan available too. When you click the link, you'll see 2 options, a pay in full and a payment plan. If you don't have $6,000 just hanging around. All right, that's the cost. I'm in a place where I have so many ideas, but I'm not sure where to start and how to scale up my ideas. Would this program help me work through paring down my ideas and focusing? Jessica, yes, absolutely yes. That's one of my biggest helps, I would say. And I think I even mentioned that at the start. If you're looking for you see all these options laid before you and trying to decide what the best path forward is based on all the factors, right? Your audience, what you want to do, your own strengths, your resources that are available to you right now. I can help you pare that down and decide how to move forward and where that starting point is. And I'll tell you right now, once we decide that starting point, a lot of the other stuff falls right into place. Yeah. All right. My battle is going to be not overcommitting. I'm looking to integrate culinary medicine into my current full-time job. Got you. Yep, I got you. I'm going to go back just a few slides because I think I had that on there too. There we go. So back to this one. Part of this is helping you design your culinary medicine program to align, not just with your strengths, right? With whatever the work that you are doing is. So as I've mentioned a few times now, and you've seen, there's lots of different settings for culinary medicine, and it can look very different based on where you're putting it, right? If you're inserting it into an existing program or an organization's, kind of initiatives, that's going to look different than someone with their own private practice, for example, or a community teaching kitchen. And any of those would still find value in the mastermind. And that's part of why I am keeping it small. That's why it's only 6 people, is because I am expecting us to have some variation. And that way we can still talk about things that are relevant to everyone. And if I need to, I can create those breakout sessions in office hours specifically for these types of topics. But a big part of this work is that sustainability piece. So as we integrate it into our full-time work or our other jobs, we want to make sure it aligns with that, right? Not just to protect, or not just to deliver the value, I should say, but also to protect our own energy, right? That is part of that entire alignment piece. Yeah. So I don't foresee this pushing you into the overcommitment phase, as long as but this is still a personal decision, right? If you feel like what I would ask of you is to show up twice a month, maybe plan, I hate to use the word homework, maybe plan to do a little bit of extra work on this in addition to those twice a month, right? But casually, so to speak. When we meet twice a month, the idea is we're going to talk about things you can implement directly into your day-to-day practice. So the homework won't really be extra time. It'll be things you can do as you're doing your job, or ways you alter your current job or work, right? To accommodate and integrate the new culinary medicine. Yeah. Okay, next question. Can you talk more about the retreat? It sounds like fun, like you said. Are people going to take turns delivering a lesson class? How will feedback happen? Got you. Yeah. I'm a big fan of real-time feedback, and I'm a very verbal person. I like to write too, but I find something is lost if I deliver a survey via like a written survey. I'm very much a qualitative data person, just because there's so much context, right? And context is important for truly communicating what you want to. And that's actually part of what the workshop is for us to get that qualitative feedback. So it's going to be 3 days. I haven't decided if I'm going to do 3 days or 3 nights, so to speak. My original idea was we all fly in on one day, have like a welcome dinner, and then the middle day is going to be really the meat of it, or the bones of it, I should say. So we'll do kind of an educational piece in the morning, and then the afternoon will be you guys practicing the delivery. So kind of a little bit of both. There'll be some education, so you're not just like getting thrown to the wolves, so to speak. But I also want to give you guys an opportunity to flex your own skills there, right? And just try things out, play around, experiment. Prior to the retreat, we will have worked on a few things, so you're ready to deliver that. And you pretty much just send me, what I'm thinking is I'm going to give everybody like a grocery card, and you can go get whatever supplies you need for your portion. And then we'll kind of meet back in the afternoon, and everyone will have a chance to set up, and then we'll take turns delivering it to the rest of the masterminders. So we will be your audience for that workshop, but you can pretend we're your real audience. We'll just like try to get that hat on, and then we'll give you that feedback. We won't interrupt you, but maybe we'll make notes as you're talking, and then right after you deliver it, we'll kind of have a debriefing session where you get to talk about what you felt good about, what you were excited about, and then we can share similar things. What we really liked about your presentation, what we really liked about how you deliver the information, maybe something you said that really touched us and brought us in emotionally. And then if there's any opportunities that we want to tweak or adjust to really get it to connect better or feel better for you, we'll talk about those as well. Yeah. And then the last day, I figured we could maybe do a morning session, but I know people are typically anxious to leave. I feel like things that happen on the travel days we're not entirely present for when I've been to other conferences and such. So I'm also considering making it like a 2 day thing. So we travel in, we have 2 solid days, so 3 nights, and then 1 day for travel, just so we can fit it all in and not feel squished. Yeah. I will probably plan it over a long weekend. So most you'd have to take off is a Friday and a Monday. Yeah. I always get annoyed when something's like right in the middle of the week. It's like, well, that's the whole week now. Weekends seem to fit a little bit nicer. Is this a guided discussion meetings, or you'll have workshops or recorded classes on culinary medicine? Oh, sorry. Let me make this bigger. I'm trying to read these very long questions on a tiny window. Guided discussion meetings, workshops, recorded classes, tools needed, setup, marketing, networking, how to find funding. So in terms of the topics, Liliac, we are going to cover all of those topics. Yes, they will be live classes. Unless you're unable to attend live, I will pre-record. I won't pre-record anything. I'm going to record the live sessions and it will be available for the entire duration of the mastermind. So if you're like out of town on vacation, you don't have to Zoom. I mean, if you want to Zoom in, you can Zoom in. But if you don't want to, the recordings will be there. You can catch up when you get back. I am really going to encourage consistent participation with this. I understand life happens and you do have plans, and that's fine. But you know, if I don't see you after a few sessions, I'm going to reach out and rope you back in, because that's part of what I'm offering to you as well, is that accountability, right? If you join this mastermind, you're essentially making a commitment to yourself, right? And you're investing in this. And I want to help you honor that investment the best way I can. Again, I can't do it for you, but I can gently push you in that direction and pull you a little bit if I need to, too. So not pre-recorded, but the replays will be available for you if for some reason you can't make it in person. Yeah. We will also do, and in terms of the content of those sessions, sometimes it'll be more reflection focused, right? Where we're taking a look at our audience, we're taking a look at our strengths, and we're merging those two, right? And we're thinking of how we want to set this up for the greatest success and sustainability. Some of the workshops will be maybe a little more cut and dry, where we're creating curriculum content. We're deciding the recipes and what we want to talk about in the recipes. So we have it all made and ready to go for ourselves to just take and deliver, so to speak. Sometimes it will be crafting a proposal or a pitch to a partner, a referral partner, or maybe a funding opportunity. We could even get into writing some, I don't know how deep we'll get into the grants, because that's a big topic in and of itself, but we can work on that too if that is something you want to explore, or pitching yourself for different funding opportunities at the very least. Yeah. So all of that will be included, and we'll probably do some workshop type things too. We're going to do a lot in person, but I want to save. There's certain things that I feel like you just can't deliver well virtually, so that's what I'm saving for the in-person workshop. But it doesn't mean we won't do things virtually. So we might have a session where we do virtual, we teach each other virtually, we each have our different setups that we might share, or those of us who want to do virtually can do that. Or we talk about how to set up a virtual program as well. Excuse me. Or I demonstrate certain techniques virtually in my own kitchen or something. Yeah. That was a great question, Liliac. I hope that answered it. There was actually a lot of questions in that question. I think so.
Yeah, I guess I just want to know, like, during the meeting, you have a workshop for specific topic, in addition to like a discussion where you also draw the strength of everybody's background and yourself. Is that both?
I
Like,
think so. I think if I understand your question, so
yeah.
it won't be like the Infuse calls where it's just me delivering information. It will be much more back and forth. Yes.
I
I
see.
will deliver information and share things, but it's designed for you to work on things as we're doing the session. So, um, I'll just take the curriculum, for example, because that's really an easy one, right? As we're talking through how to build a curriculum, you're going to be building your curriculum at the same time. And that way, if you have questions or you want to bounce ideas off of me or the group, you can just do that right then and there. So it will be an open discussion, very similar to the Q&A sessions, but with more of a theme for each of the separate months. Maybe that helps. And the theme is theme is
Okay.
decided to guide you through the implementation process.
Okay.
Does that help? I
Thank
think I
you.
understood you. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So most of
Thank you.
okay.
How long is this session? Like an hour or two every time we meet?
It'll probably be I'd say actually exactly that, an hour or two. I'm gonna say an hour for the bulk of the work, but I'll probably hang out for an extra hour for people who want to keep working on it. Because I definitely find value, like once you're onto something, we gotta keep going, right? When you have that mojo, that spark. So if we're just getting going after an hour, I don't want to just cut that off. So I'll likely block out 2 hours. If people want to stay for the full 2 hours, they can. If they only want to stay for the first, they can. It's going to be flexible. This mastermind is very much take what you need and make of it what you need, right? Um, so, sorry, I'm just
Okay.
reading.
Thank you.
That's what happens
Thank
when I
you
stop
very
talking. I
much.
start reading. You're welcome. You're welcome. But to address like the content, the topics of it, and maybe I might have said this before you hopped on. I'm I have I have a curriculum in mind that I'm delivering to you, but even that curriculum I am keeping open right now based on who signs up, right? So if I get 6 people and nobody's interested in offering virtual classes, we're really not going to talk about that, right? But if I get someone who's interested in virtual, someone who's interested in community, someone who works within an organization, we're going to hit all of those topics. So I'm really going to tailor this to who we get signed up. So I'm not trying to be withholding in anything. I'm just trying to show you that it is going to be flexible. So whatever your needs are, you will kind of make those known to me on a survey after enrollment. And I will make sure those needs get addressed within the content of the mastermind. Yeah. And I will be there to help you plan and implement those ideas. We will all be there for you. Okay, I saw more questions come in here. Will you offer supports related to research and data collection? I work in an academic setting and would be interested in publishing findings from a culinary medicine intervention. Finding validated scales and deciding what to measure is a challenge. Ooh. So it wasn't in my original design. But if that is something that you find relevant to your position, we can certainly work it in. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I would consider this very similar work to the getting to know your audience work anyway, so to speak, right? It's really just the formalization of that and determining what their needs are, what outcomes they receive from these types of programs. So we can certainly work that in. Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? That might be something other people are interested in too. I just haven't asked that question yet. Is that I do want to preface this. So as we can work in the research and data collection, but the mastermind is for program implementation overall, just so we're clear. Yeah, I don't want you to go into it, but yeah, okay. But we can certainly help you create that, yeah, along the way. Great questions, guys. Great questions. As far as timing of the calls, that can also be negotiated, but what I'm going to actually be doing is moving the time of the Infuse call, and I am planning to have our calls be at that 3 o'clock time slot on Tuesdays. Part of that is because you guys have been showing up, so I know you're largely available at that time. and it already kind of works. So that's what I'm doing to make sure we prioritize a time that works for me and a time that works for you guys. So it won't be at, like 9 o'clock at night or anything crazy like that, or a random time. Um, and the office hours are something like if we, have our main session, we can even negotiate the office hours a little bit. If one of the people that signs up can't make it on Tuesdays, that's fine. That's the beauty of a small group. And again, a big reason why I'm keeping it small to 6 people. I have a lot more flexibility in how I can cater and tailor this to each person individually if there's only 6 people. If it gets bigger than that, I'm going to have to start making executive decisions, and it is what it is. And that's not the backbone of this mastermind. Yeah. That's more what Infuse is built to be, right? It's here, take it or leave it, but this mastermind is going to be tailored to the people who enroll. These are great questions, guys. These are all questions I would ask too. All right. We have a few more minutes left if you have anything else you want to ask about before we wrap up. Or we can wrap up a few minutes early. That's cool too. All right. I think we're there then. If you think of something right after we hang up, you're always welcome to shoot me a message. You can shoot me an email. I'm sure you all have my email addresses. All have my email address. Not that I have a million of them. Yeah, shoot me a message. I will keep an eye on that since we are within the launch. um, Normally, I'm not a big fan of email. There's so much of it. So I find it daunting. But when I'm actively, I open this up to folks and I know you're expecting a response, I will be on it. So I have planned this launch for this time when I can be available, and I will be available to you for that. So any questions you have, please let me know. Just as a quick reminder, let me kind of scoot to the end of my slides here one more time. You will have the entire month to join, but when the 6 spots are gone, they're gone. Yeah. And if you do join before the first, you'll get those 2 extra strategy sessions, which that's going to be, you're going to get a lot of one-on-one support in the mastermind anyway, but they might be nice to keep in your back pocket, right? Or set us off, like maybe do a really exploratory first strategy call, right? To kind of audit what you've got going on and help us find that best path forward. That might be a nice opportunity to use that. The beauty is you can use them for what you want. Yeah. And I say you'll have them for the mastermind. Quite honestly, you can even use them after the mastermind. I'm not going to say they expire or anything. You have them for life, or as long as I am mentally with it in life. We'll say it. Don't wait decades, because who knows? But all right. Thank you again, guys, for being here today. I appreciate you taking time out of your day in this weird time of year too. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions. I really hope to see you in the mastermind. And if not, I'll still see you on the Infuse calls. So that's not going away. All right. Oh, the words are so kind, Jessica. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, guys. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you later.